Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I think we're going to give a few minutes to get everybody in here. We're going to get first-time fishing adventures up on the screen, and then we are going to get started. All right. I'm looking for your invite, first-time fishing adventures. Okay. We got 3 people in here. Feel free to say hello.
Tim, my man.
All right, buddy.
What's up, man? See, I told you it wasn't going to be hard.
I can't hear you, buddy.
You can't hear me?
Hey, Warrior's Heart. How you doing, man? This is my first time using StreamYard, so it's kind of a bumpy ride to get rolling, but I think once we get rolling, it's going to be a really good time. I've been excited about this stream all week.
Hello?
I still can't hear you. Is it? It's not my... Oh, it's my... It was my headphones, buddy. Say something, bud.
How you doing?
Oh, man, we've been live for only 2.5 minutes, and we got it figured out. I think that's a record, right?
Yes, sir.
All
See, I
right,
told you, Tim. What's going on, man?
Buddy, we're living our best life. We are excited.
I know, man.
Jeremiah's
yes, I am.
Gonna be
I'm
here
very excited.
Any day now. I'm streaming with one of my favorite YouTubers, and we got some cool stuff to talk about today, don't we?
Oh, man. Yes, sir.
It's a pressing issue. I've noticed that if you go on YouTube right now, you're not seeing a lot of fishing videos. You're seeing a lot of how-tos and rod and reel reviews and things like that. I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of guy who, if that water isn't frozen, I'm fishing.
Me too.
Ron Chaplin, what's up, buddy?
And also, a lot of lives is going on right now because of the weather.
Yep.
Here, between 12 and 3 o'clock, man, they are expecting us to have snow again. Believe it or not, Tim.
It's snowing outside right now. We got snow on the ground. Luckily for me, Devil's Kitchen is still not frozen over, so we might get a couple more trout. I might even get the kayak out there.
Man, and I was looking at your video, man. That was nice.
Oh, it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I recommend you go check it out. It's not the green fish everybody loves, but it is. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, and the fish were absolutely delicious.
Hold on 1 second.
Hey, RNZ, welcome. Rhonda, love to have you here. Ron, glad you're here. Robbie, Warrior's Heart Fishing. Guys, if you don't know Warrior's Heart Fishing, you should definitely check him out. He's a local to me. You'll definitely be seeing us fishing together sometime this year. And rumor has it first time that you and I will be fishing at some point this year.
Tim,
I hear it's in the wind. Me too, buddy. Me too.
Yep, I already told my wife, I said, look, I'm going to have to travel to Illinois. I think that's where you at.
Oh, hey,
you in Illinois.
Everybody
you in Illinois.
Go ahead, buddy.
You in Illinois, right?
Yes, sir. Southern Illinois. Not to be confused with Chicago.
Oh, Lord, man. I told my wife, I said, we're going to have to catch an A train or something like that because I got to go somewhere and go fishing. She said, where? I said, Illinois.
Buddy, we're going to try to put you on. Hopefully by the time you get here, I'll have a boat to take out as well. So,
yes, sir.
Spoiler alert for the channel, guys.
So I'm saving up right now.
Yo, oh, really?
Man,
Fantastic.
yeah, yes. Oh, yeah. Well, let me see who we got in here. HK2 Productions,
Oh,
RNZ247. Y'all guys, welcome. Ron Chapin, appreciate it. Warriors Heart Fishing, welcome you guys. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you guys.
awesome. Well, it looks like we've got. Not only do we have everybody still thanking Tatiana for letting me get out to go trout fishing, we've got 7 people here ready to watch. So that actually, before we get
Nice.
into the baits, we're going to
Yes.
segue into something that's actually pretty important. Give me just a second.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I am very pleased to announce that this stream is brought to you by One Cast Fishing. Now, if anybody watched my recent video, my personal best fish this year, 3 pounds 10 ounces, nothing to shake a stick at, came on this very same black and blue swim jig. I reached out to them and I was like, guys, I want to fish for you. I want to look at your products. And it doesn't take you very long to go look at their website to see that you get football jigs, arky heads, swim jigs, bladed jigs, soft baits, weedless Ned rigs, which, spoiler alert, you might see something about in this video. And if they don't have a color you like, you should probably just go ask them to make you your own. Remember, your PB is just one cast away. All right, with the formalities out of there, let's get started talking about baits. Clyde, would you like to go first, bud?
You know something I will, but Tim, your introduction was great. Hey, you guys, if y'all guys do not have Tim Hun Fishing, I highly recommend you to go and check him out right now. Leave a comment on one of his videos, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. Hit that black button that gives him the thumbs up, and then you can hit that red bar if you want to. But he's a great guy. He's not only a fisher of fish, he's a fisher of men. Let's
That's
go
right.
and get that out of the way because we all are.
Amen.
I'm proud of it. And I'm not ashamed of the gospel. But y'all guys, he's a great guy all around. A beautiful guy. Got a good heart. You know why? Because of Christ. Y'all check it. Please check his channel out. If you don't have him, please go get him now. Backlash Fisherman, I see you just snuck in here. How you doing, buddy?
Hey,
Welcome to the live
Backlash.
stream. Yeah, man.
Welcome, buddy. We got some good names in here, guys. We got some good
Yes, we
people in
do.
here.
We got some great people in here, man. Let me see. 1967, Rhonda. You know something? That's a new number, and she's moderated. So who is Rhonda?
Rhonda, I think I picked her up from Chaos Divers. She
Beautiful.
she is fantastic. She is an excellent moderator
Now,
as well.
now, what you can do right now, Tim, you can pick moderators if you want. So you want to have so much of a strain on one just because them crazy bots come in. Just a word of advice because one person may not be able to, it's getting rough, and
Yeah,
them trolls are getting worse, man. So you might want to deputize a couple of more people if you don't mind, sir.
I've got a few who should probably show up in here at some point, but we went ahead and we made Warrior's Heart a moderator as well because he does a really good job of running his streams.
Great, appreciate that. Now you gave me the open invite to go
Sir,
first.
yes, sir. Now I
So
suggest
when
I don't know if you have any sort of order that you like your baits, but I would recommend starting with your fifth, and then we'll work all our way to our favorite bait. Sound like a
okay,
plan?
which yes, which is my laziest one up to my updated one that I'm pretty good with.
I think I know what that. I know where one. I know where one of yours is for sure. I just don't know which one it is yet. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be number 2. We'll just have to see. So, with that said, sir, Clyde, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. From 5 to 1, between 2 and 1, you are exactly right. But I'm gonna let you guess that. I'm not gonna present it yet. I'm gonna let you guess it. So it's gonna be a little challenging, but you pretty much know already, man, what I use for winter. But hey, let's get it going.
Backlash.
Now,
Backlash has got a sense of humor, man. 1 through 5
oh,
is the jerk bait.
see, now you want to go ahead on and spill the beans, right, Backlash?
Oh,
Look at this guy.
he did you dirty,
Now,
man.
I know he did. He liked doing that. But guess what, Tim? With no further ado, I'm gonna get started on this thing, okay? Now, right here is what I use to test the waters with, cold or warm conditions. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
This right here is the number one bait that I go to right here. And this right here is the it's got the X on it. So I'm thinking that this right here is the what's the name of that guy, man? I cannot think of his name right now. But he creates chatterbaits, all kind of stuff, man. And this is his trademark, and I can think of the name.
Maybe
My mind is Blake Z
Kevin Van
Man,
Dam.
Z
Kevin
Man,
Van Dam. Oh, C man.
Z Man. Yeah, Z Man. This right here is the Z Man bait right here. This is the jerk bait, and you notice it has three hooks on it. This
Hmm.
right here is what I use. The first thing, see, these right here, I have so many of them. Even if I lose one, it won't matter because this right here is what I'm testing the waters with. This right here is my go-to. This right here is what I
Okay.
always keep on my rods. And if they bite me this, then what I'll do, because this got the color of the shiner, it's got the mirror kind of glare on it. This right here. Now I'm gonna let you go next, but this right here is number 5 for me
So that's number
on the
5.
bottom of the list.
That's not even your favorite.
That's no, that's number
See,
5.
I'd
So
have
what
had
I'm
that
gonna
at
do,
number 1. I thought that was your number 1 for sure.
oh, it's coming. Oh, it's
Okay.
coming.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do, instead of me coming out with the whole thing, I'm gonna let you go next. So we're gonna split it up so we can step down the ladder and I can actually see what you're working with too.
All right. So my number 5 is much like your
Yes,
number
sir.
5. It's my search bait, so to speak. And after we talk about our baits, I think we should also go through how we optimize our time. Because let's face it, 8 hours in January is a lot different than 8 hours in September or March. 8 hours will fly by
Oh
just
yeah.
like that in the spring or fall. And then winter, you at
Oh,
the end of the day, you don't ever want to go fishing again. So once we're done,
that's
but
right.
for my number 1 search bait in the winter, as Alex Red would say, the deadly Nedley, the Ned rig.
I was getting ready to say that. I was getting ready to say that.
Yep. Because sometimes it might even still be too cold. Warrior's Heart, we are actually not going to do links in this stream because this is a sponsored stream. The next fun stream we do, we will allow other people to share their links and their stuff. Nothing personal. Just I want to keep the two very distinct from each other. Now, the Deadly Nedley for me, I have a video up on the channel where I was searching around Southern Illinois and it was still cold, but it had been sunny for a few days. And there was a literal like 300 by 40-foot patch of water surrounded by about 3 inches of ice on some riprap. And I caught a half dozen bass that day on the Ned rig. I knew where to throw it, and I knew they would eat something this small. A high caloric value bait, a crawfish for minimal effort is exactly what a bass is looking for. However, that being said, in the winter, you got to slow down. You can't. In the
Mm-hmm.
summer, I'll pop that Ned rig all the way back to me. In the winter, you're
Mm-hmm.
bloop, bloop, and it's
Mm-hmm.
number 5 because even though I know I can catch fish, it's gonna be the most boring bait on the list.
Okay. My go now?
Yes, sir.
Now, HK2 Productions should guess this one.
Okay, HK2
Red
Productions.
and black, red and black young. Believe it or not, this right here is good during the summer, spring, fall, and also winter.
Okay, okay.
But even if they decide to grab onto it and they don't get the hook, what we'll do, we'll net rig it off, we'll cut it off short, and it's irresistible.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Now, that right there is what I use, and I make sure that it's weedless. And that's Bobby's HK2 Productions go to right there also. But what we'll do, we'll make sure. See, HK2, me and him fish together a lot. He'll go weightless. I mean, he'll go with weight. I'll go weightless.
Okay.
And just like I said, when we feel like it's getting to the point that they're not grabbing enough, what we'll do, we'll chop it off a little bit at the time to the point that we just about nag it and make it shorter. Just like I said, I keep doing it weightless
Okay.
because I like it gives it more action instead of being stuck down in the mud, moving it around. I'll move it a little bit at the time. I have more patience in that area. So that's my number 4.
Okay. I think it is pretty interesting, sir, that you would mention that as your number 4 because I also
Warriors Hearts, yeah, that red and black is a awesome color in the water, man. They cannot resist it.
my number 4, black and blue Senko. My
Oh
my
my
number
goodness,
1
look at that.
color year round is black and blue.
Okay.
It's my comfort pick because we can never tell what our water clarity is going to be, and they're
Mm-hmm.
always hit something that's black and blue. Now I'm trying to branch out and get my green pumpkins. I actually have a black and red shad Senko over there in on the rack. I've only had a few
Okay.
fish on it. If I need to put a fish on the bank, if I'm trying to get that video, or if I'm trying to get my 5 pound or 5 fish bag, black and blue is the color. Now, that being
Mm-hmm.
said, I have another bait coming up that is a different color that has black and blue in it. But I love what you mentioned about the Senko because if I had to only put, and I have a video, if I had to pick one box that I was going to take with me and all of my tackle, soft plastics, everything was going to be in it, the Senko has to be in there because you can Texas rig it. You can
Uh-huh.
you can Texas rig weedless. You can wacky rig it. You can cut it in half and use half as a Ned rig. You can even drop
Mm-hmm.
shot this bad boy. You can cut it in half, drop shot half of it, or you can drop shot it like this and just slow drag it along. Much like the Ned rig, actually. The Ned rig I love so much because I actually learned this from John B. If you go and you're in a body of water where the fish don't stay on the bottom because they can't find any sand or rock or gravel that holds heat, they don't want to be actually in that mud in the winter. So they'll just kind of hover 2.5, 3 feet off the bottom of the water, depending on the depth. You can
Okay.
actually drop shot a Ned rig, and don't think just because you're going for like 6 inches off the bottom, because what's happening is your line's coming in like this. So while you might have a 1 foot leader, it's actually only a few inches off of the ground. So you just drop shot this bad boy, just like you would anything. And that's just a whole new presentation for the Ned rig that will get you
Okay.
bit when even a Ned rig won't. You just don't even just
Mm-hmm.
slow crawl that bad girl in there because the elastic on these Ned rigs, it likes to float. So it's going to jitter in the water just as much as a tiny little bait fish would.
Mm-hmm.
But for number 4, it's the Senko. Versatility, the action, you can't beat it.
You know something, me and you think alike because we do things with the shimmy sticks and the soft baits. You can actually do something to them and actually make them bite them. That's why I'm glad there's so many different choices of soft baits. Because most likely, if they don't bite one thing, they will bite something else. Now, this right here is my number 3, Tim. Okay.
Okay. Hi, Karen. I'd love to see you in here, hon. I was hoping you'd make it in today.
It's my
Okay.
jerk bait. The jerk bait with the saucy swimmer trailer tail on it. Believe it or not,
You mean
this right here,
Chatterbait?
when it first start, yeah, chatterbait. I'm sorry. When it first started getting cold, this right here is what I was using to catch. I think I caught a 4 pounder with this bad boy, and I was cranking it pretty good, man. So even with the water conditions at 40 or right below 40 a little bit, guess what? They will still hit it.
Hmm. Hmm.
They will still hit. Yeah, I know, right?
I was going to ask you that because there were a couple of baits I really wanted to add to the list today, but like my winter baits, because I know they're good baits, but I'm not confident in them. And the jerkbait or the chatterbait was on that list, as well as finesse bait, but the or finesse jig. The problem is I personally don't have enough experience to say they're my favorite. So I was going to ask you, do you
Uh-huh.
find when this water's in that high 30s, low 40s, do you find the chatterbait to still be effective?
Well, you know something? I'm glad you asked. Just like you said, it depends on the fish and it also depends on the temperature of the water because you know when the water get real cold, bass get to the point they done fed up during the late fall
Hmm.
and they get slower. They kind of go into that state of I forgot what you call it, but it's a name for it. And what they'll do, they'll get in a place and what they'll harbor. Now, if that bait go by them, or either you hit them in the head with it, 9 times out of 10, if he's interested, even if he's not, he's still looking for a quick meal. And he will hit it, but you got to give him more time because they're not as active during the winter when that water gets colder. You have to, be a little slower with it, just like you said, have a little bit more time, a little bit more patience with it. You let him make the choice of taking it or not. Don't go ahead on and you feel that first little wiggle or that first little pop pop. Don't be quick to set that hook. Give him a couple of more seconds, because if he interested, he's going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a couple of more seconds, then you set that hook on that bad boy, then you go ahead on and bring him in and show him off to the camera. That's
Okay.
true.
Okay.
That's my number 3, Tim. Yep.
Awesome. I actually can concur with what you said. I was watching, I don't know if everybody in the chat knows, but there is a channel by the name of Tin Horse Monty. He's a fellow Midwestern. I think he lives in southern Missouri, but he's not far from
Okay.
me. We fish a lot of the same lakes. And he had a marine biologist on his stream, and they were talking about how a bass's metabolism can slow down so much in the winter that they might eat just once or twice a week. So, and like you said, you're going for a reaction bite, even if they don't need to eat. If they see some sort of shad or bluegill or crayfish pop in front of their face, they hit it. But the bass aren't actively looking. Hi, Robin. The bass aren't actively looking for food. You have to get them to eat. You have to bring the food to them, so to speak. So I think next time I go out,
You do.
I might just grab my white and chartreuse or green pumpkin chatterbait and kind of yo-yo it off the bottom. How do you fish the chatterbait this time of year?
Now, the chatterbait, what I'll do, I'll throw it out as far as I can, and I'll wait till it hit the bottom. And what I'll try to do, I'll try to bring it in along the bottom. I won't bring it up high, because if he's down low, he's going to miss it.
Okay.
So what I try to do, every once in a couple of seconds, I'll let it hit the bottom. And
Okay.
what I do, I'll give it a couple of quick, swift jerks to get it up off the bottom.
Okay.
And I'll try to keep it at that speed to keep it right above the bottom.
Okay.
See, what I do
Okay.
every once in a while, I let it hit the bottom and knock a little dirt and debris up down there so to get their attention if they're anywhere close by. Because bass are aggressive, and they're also nosy fish.
Mhm.
They want to check it out and see what's going on. If it's an edible meal, he's going to get it.
Absolutely.
Now, I have learned that. I've learned that from HK2 Productions. Now, he is awesome with lipless crankbaits.
Funny you should mention that.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of lipless crankbaits, you know who we need to get in here next time? Paw Man. We need to get him in here.
Paul Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome with crankbaits, and HK2 Production also is awesome with crankbaits. Me, I can't stand crankbaits, so I just totally just stopped buying them, because the only one I've ever had luck with, Tim, is that one, the tiger stripe one, the orange one with the black lines on the side of them.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yep, that one. That one. Goodness gracious.
But after I lost a few, it didn't get no more.
I think it's
I'm
called
like,
Fire Tiger.
something like that.
Yeah.
But I haven't bought no more. I think I have one here somewhere, but that's it. Now, that's my third go-to. Was that Chatterbait, Tim? Now it's your go.
All right, my number 3. Funny you should mention it. Lipless crankbait.
You know something? Look at the color. That's what I was talking about.
Yep, lipless crankbait. You know, I have a large variety of crankbaits. I got Rapala DT6s, Berkeley Fritz sides, several lipless crankbaits, several jerkbaits.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is, while this should be my number 1, it is only my number 3. If you guys have watched the channel for any amount of time, you know there right at the late fall, early winter, I put in work on the Strike King Red Eye Shad and Red Crawl. If they're on a moving bite, I'm more likely to pick this up than any other moving bait because of the variety of ways I can fish it. I can slow roll it across the bottom, which is how I find most of my bites, or I can yo-yo it off the bottom. As a bank angler, I try to avoid yo-yoing anything with 2 treble hooks because I like to keep my baits. But you can also I found that once that last video I did where I caught the PB, the last good day of fishing we had at that spot, what I was doing is I was ripping it through the water and killing it. And I would get smashed when I kill it. Much like Tactical Bass, and they have something that's called speed cranking, where they'll take a deep diving crankbait and just burn it through the water and then stop it. So that's what I've been doing, and this should probably be my number 1, but it's not the most fun bite. And I think it's just because I wore myself out on it, which is a nice problem to have. But I think number 2 is probably my most fun, second most fun bite.
Yeah, I was ready to say you are very talented with those crankbaits, and I noticed that. and you will spoil yourself on them. So what I try to do, I try to open up my horizon as far as baits. And let me say something real quick. You
Mhm.
guys, what you can do is if y'all see people that you're interested in, go ahead on and go and support their channel. Get them to
Absolutely.
leave a comment, and
Absolutely.
we're not gonna stop you from that.
No,
So,
please
because I
do.
see a couple of people up here, y'all go to my channel, pull a video, leave a comment, and as soon as I get off of here, I promise I will get with you. So to do the same thing for Tim, you won't regret it. Awesome guy, awesome fisherman. I watch all his videos, and when I don't see one, I get upset because I don't
Yes, you
feel right,
do. You sure do.
and I let you know I've been looking for it. But y'all check his channel out. Y'all show him much love. Everybody in here, it's some great people here, Tim.
Oh yeah.
It's some great people. It's
Oh
some
yeah.
great people on the channel on the panel tonight. But with no further ado, Tim, I'm fitting to show you who go is it? Mine or yours?
It's yours, sir. I just did my number 3.
Oh well, thank you. Well, I'm glad you asked. This is my number 2, and I don't very seldom use it, but this right here is my number 2 bait for wintertime.
Let's see it. Okay. Okay. Now, it's y- see, I wanted to put that on there as one of my
Uh huh.
favorites, but the fact is, just like you, I don't use it enough. And while I have
Nope,
noticed,
me
I
neither.
think you're going to say one of the things I've noticed about it. I don't catch a lot of fish on it, but
Okay. Okay. But I tell you, the whole year round, you
mhm,
cannot go wrong with a spinner bait. Bass loves spinner baits, man, because I don't know if it's the blades or it's the skirt, but you would not be disappointed with it year round.
I agree, 100%.
Yep.
I would say I might catch one fish every 4 times I use a spinner bait, but it's always a good fish, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a little bit better than average bite, much like my number 2. Now, what colors are you using? Actually, let's roll that back a little bit. I know that everybody's waters get a little more clear in the winter, but what's your average water clarity over there in North Carolina?
Oh Lord, man, we have this dog murky water over here, man. I
Mm,
mean, it's horrible. I mean, you sometime in between the rain and if you go and you catch it at the right time, the water has a little clarity to it. And we've seen some water that you can actually see right through it.
hmm.
But say you might go back on a couple of days, you don't know what happened. No rain, no nothing, and it's murky again.
Yep,
So,
100%.
yep, and see, like where we are close to the Atlantic Ocean. So you know the Atlantic Ocean is dirty anyway. The
Hmm.
Pacific Ocean is the one that's clear, blue, pretty water. Here, you don't know what you're stepping in if you stepping in a foot of water at the at the beach here. You like to be stepping on shark. That's why I don't like it. If I can't see my ankles, I won't go no further.
I'm not
I would
scared of a
not go
lot of
no further
things.
because, huh?
Swimming, I'm not scared of a lot of things. Fishing in the ocean is one of them, or swimming in the ocean is one
Yeah,
of them. It's jellyfish specifically
yes.
that terrify me.
Jellyfish, you got stingrays, and see they can lay below less than a foot of water, man, and you don't know until you get pricked. See,
Hmm.
man, I'm telling you, I do not nothing like it. I don't like this water here, man. But hey, got to make the best of it.
Yes, sir. Our water
Yes,
clarity
sir.
tends to be pretty, I wouldn't say muddy, it's murky. You usually have on average 1 to 2 feet of visibility, but in the winter, it actually gets really good. Um, that's why, in general, much like you can't always be sure what your water clarity is going to be. So, black and blues are, or reds with the methylate oranges. Those are typically my go to colors. But in the winter, I get out of my comfort zone and I start trying my green pumpkins and my watermelon red flakes and things like that. Watermelon red flakes probably my second favorite color. However,
Okay, beautiful. I noticed that you use a lot of green pumpkin. It's a green pumpkin, I think.
watermelon red flake.
Watermelon red flake.
Hmm.
That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Now I see. I have the blue and black like you do also, and it has the blue chartreuse end on it, the
Hmm.
tail, and during the bait, it's got the blue flakes in it.
Yes.
And yeah, oh my goodness, man, it's awesome.
We've got 10 people
It's,
joining us
it's
today.
awesome bait.
All right, now before we get
Woo!
to
Hey, you guys. Thank you for coming in.
first, before we get to bait number 2,
Beautiful.
I would like to thank everybody
Uh-huh.
for stopping by. Please be sure to check out First Time Fishing Adventures and myself. If you're new to the channel, welcome. God bless you. I'm glad to have you here. And also, almost everybody
Appreciate
in
it.
this comment section right now commenting has a YouTube channel of their own. Feel free to check out their content, discuss amongst yourselves in the chat about fishing or anything that you see fit. We're a warm, welcoming group. All I ask is that you keep it friendly, keep it professional, and keep it Christian, and we're all going to get along very well.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that, Tim.
Of course. Now, I guess that's my number 2 now. So,
Yep.
for a lot of reasons, I think you could relate to this. My number 2 bait, well, I've only caught 3 fish on it. The bites are almost as good as my number 1. That's got to be the jerkbait, man. The jerkbait. Especially after all those trout, this jerkbait. This happens to be a jackal. They're nice. They're not quite as expensive as the mega bass, but they fish very similarly. A suspending jerkbait is definitely my number 2. This is one of the baits that you guys actually kept you guys from seeing a lot of content this winter, is because I went out and I locked this bait in my hand and I made myself fish it. And there were days I went out and I didn't catch anything. And I was like, Tim, why didn't you just pick up the Senko, man? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the bite on a jerkbait, it's that jerk, pause. And then when you go back to hit it and it's dead weight and it starts fighting back, man. To me, a jerkbait bite is almost more fun than a frog blow up. Like
Goodness,
it's
man.
just because you just don't know it's coming. It's the suspense, like a frog fish.
Yep.
So that's my number 2. I have a variety of colors. I would have to say that my go-to, because the weather's pretty predictable here, we got just a little bit of translucent, but not quite opaque. Just a shad imitation, just like that. And then for when that water gets a little bit too murky, or if we got those super dark days, and this is a 6 cents per vote that is all tied up and everything else.
Okay.
On those cloudy days, I'm breaking out the gold.
Yes. Oh my goodness, man. You got some of my same colors, Tim. That's crazy, man. That is so crazy. Because even during the summer times or the year round, guess what? You got some of the same colors. You got some of the same colors I do, but I already had my time with the jerkbaits. Now, my number 1. Do you want to see my number 1?
Buddy, I cannot wait. Let's see it.
This right here is my number 1. I fish it during the summer, the winter, the fall. It don't matter, but it seems like I always have better luck with it during the winter time.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it out the box for you. I had to cut it off the line and put it back in the box because I wanted to show it in its entirety.
Is that a jackal?
Yep. Watch this.
What brand is that?
Rapala.
Okay. I got some Rapala as well. So you had 2 different jerkbaits make your list, didn't you?
Yes. But this right here is my go-to. It's only got the 2 treble hooks. It's got the little small spoon on the front of it. And guess what? It's slowly sinking. And when you get through jerking it, it comes up real slow. So if you put that pause in it and you go to move it again, you know you already got something on it.
So is that the glass wrap then? The Shad wrap glass wrap?
This right here is the hold on, I can tell you in just a second. It's called the Blue Ghost.
The color. That's the color. What's the type of Rapala? Because like you,
type of Rapala.
I have the glass wrap, which is just the Rapala's mini jerkbait. And in that pond that you guys have been seeing, they don't have any shad. It's all bluegill and crawfish. So this guy's put in some work for me as well. We have very similar tastes, Clyde. I think your baits are going to do very well here in Southern Illinois and vice versa.
Oh, you know I got to bring my arsenal with me, buddy.
Let me
see. You know something?
Just tell you what, ship it all over here before you get here. Then we'll ship it back. That way you guys don't have to carry just duffel bags.
Man, I'm going to have to pack light, but I'm only going to bring one with me. And you know something? It don't say if it's... It really don't say. It's just got a bunch of numbers out here, but it don't... See, yeah, it's just a regular jerkbait, man. And guess what? It's not painted. This is actually looks like the color of it. And I have beat them, scratched them, hit them on the bridge, and they haven't lost no color, no chip off of them. And it's just, it seems like it's made in the paint, in the plastic. So it's not wrapped or nothing. This is the actual color of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But this right here is my go-to.
That's your number
It's,
one, huh?
it's my number one for the winter. It's quiet. You can barely hear it. But I guess it's the way that it does in the water. They can't resist it.
So your
I can
number
stand.
one was what I thought
Uh-huh.
it was. It was the jerkbait. Your number one was the
Uh-huh.
Rapala, because that's
Yes,
actually the
sir.
first video of yours I saw, man. Your friend wanted to use your Rapala, or no, he was talking smack about the Rapala. He couldn't catch a fish. He went to use it, and then kept talking smack about the Rapala. You're like, just give it back.
Oh, that was HK2 Productions.
Oh, HK2. All right, cool.
Yeah, he threw some of everything he had. And see, I went out there the week before, so I already knew what they were biting, but I didn't tell him that. I said, okay, I'm gonna let him figure it out. And
As you
man,
do.
yes, I will. I will watch you and I will laugh at you. He threw, he threw, he threw, he threw, and nothing would work. And then all of a sudden he looked at me. He said, well, I'm going in your bag. I said, oh, no, 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 don't do
Mm,
that. And he went
mm.
in there and he grabbed that silver one. And guess what, Tim? It was on.
I have a jerkbait that I was given as a child, a silver Rapala, the silver shad, the black top, the silver, and then the
Okay.
one red dot. That I
Okay.
still have when I was a kid. I caught my biggest bass as a kid on a jerkbait, and then
Oh, my goodness,
then I got
man.
older, I just kind of stopped fishing them because they're a hard bait to learn. You have to get your cadence right, you have to get the water depth right. But I'm really putting in the
Mm-hmm.
hours to get better at them.
See,
So
now,
go
I
ahead.
used to use the bigger spoons, and the bigger spoons, the more action you put on it, the deeper it'll go quicker.
Hmm.
But I have learned the one with the smaller spoon, you can still put a lot of activity on it, a lot of action on it, and it still won't go but so low. Now I'm beginning to discern the difference between the bigger spoon and the smaller spoon. Now, when it comes to me and jerk baits, I'd rather go with a smaller spoon on it or a smaller lip with it because I can handle those better than I can the big spoon, and I got to learn it all over again. So the
Hmm.
smaller spoon works for me. Yeah.
I've never fished a spoon in my entire life, not once. I've just never had the patience to try to learn it. It never seemed too appealing to me. It just seemed almost too simple. But I'm coming to find it's the simpler baits that, in a world of chatterbaits with different blade sizes and jointed swim baits. And it just seems like we're always looking for the newest, craziest lure. I find that the spinner
Mm-hmm.
bait, the Texas rig, the Carolina rig, the spoons, those are what are getting bit because people aren't throwing them anymore. Like,
Did you hear what HK2 Production said?
well, no, what did
He
he
said,
say?
I see that jerk bait. I put my pole down and walk away. He did. He actually put his pole down and walked away. But when he got his head together, he went in the truck and he went in my bag. And I didn't see him. I heard him rattling the box. I was like, watch this. He gonna get something else and it's gonna
Mm,
be a dud, right?
the
He come out with
disrespect.
this silver jerk bait. Yeah, he come out with this silver jerk bait and he caught the biggest bass. I said, nope, go put it back, buddy. No. So we
Oh
were
man.
arguing out there. We cool until we get on that water. When we get on that water, we're not friends. We're enemies.
Man, unless we're on the
He's
same
a bunch
boat.
of fun to hang out with, though, man.
Yep.
Huh?
Oh man, this you guys might know Eric from the streams or from the videos, but I'm the same way, man. Unless we're on the same boat, putting fish into the same live well, going for that same win, you might be my best friend, sister, brother, mother. I don't care. If we get out there on the bank, it's a competition. I'm very
It's
competitive. Like,
competition.
if I see you catching the
Yup.
best fish, I'll smile at you like, oh man, congratulations. And so I'm like, man, I gotta pull one at least twice that big. Like,
Mm-hmm. You
yep.
got it. Them my thoughts. Them are
Mm-hmm.
my thoughts. Now you
Mm-hmm.
said it exactly the way I was thinking it. That's awesome, man.
All right. Well, I think that
But
leaves.
Tim, I want to ask you
Okay.
that. I'm sorry, man. Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Oh, I love it. Let's go.
I saw that last video. Man,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I loved it. You actually put that jerk bait on, but you didn't keep it up there long, man. It hurt my feelings when you put it up there. You caught two fish and you took it off.
I didn't take it off,
You
man.
took it off.
I didn't take it off. You didn't see, dude. I threw it over the dam. That jerkbait went
Yeah, that's
up
right. It got hung.
over the dam, and I'm like,
I saw that.
and I didn't have
I saw that.
that was a little Strike King mini KVD. I didn't have another one
Yeah.
that small. I was like, because that was the second cast with that thing. Just jerk, jerk, bam, there was a fish. I was like, oh boy, we're gonna put him on today. Nope, absolutely.
So that was a 3-inch.
Yeah, it was a 3-inch.
And you were catching, trout back to back with that thing.
I did, and little I have it right here. Actually, this bait low key is one of the best baits I own. It is hands down the least expensive. This little guy right here. This is the Ozark Trail mini lipless crankbait, and I took the stock eagle claw off, and I put some. I don't have them right here handy, but I put some owner ultra points on here, or mustad ultra points. This bait puts in work. That's what I caught 2 of those 3 trout on.
HK2 said this is a great live stream. Y'all guys, I'm gonna say it again. Excuse me, Tim. Look, if it's anybody in here that y'all guys don't have, make sure you check them out. You got a good host of people here. Yes, sir. You got people here that's going to support you. They're going to watch your videos. Y'all guys check these guys out. We're not dropping links tonight because it's going to take us away from what we came to do. So we're going to do that at a later date. And I appreciate you, Tim, for that. But y'all guys scoop each other up. Go and check out a video. Leave a comment. And y'all guys get together because y'all check me out. Everybody I don't have. Go and leave a comment on one of my videos. And as soon as I get off of here, I will go check you out. I appreciate you guys.
I
appreciate you guys coming in so much. I'm sorry, Tim.
No, you're good. I recognize most of the people in here, but anybody who I haven't seen, I will definitely go and check out your channel as soon as we are done here. But the reason we are here tonight and what made it even possible, and just might happen to do with my first bait, is one cast fishing. One cast fishing makes American-made, hand-poured, hand-tied, hand-filed jigs, bladed baits, soft plastics. Veteran-owned, veteran-operated out of Texas. They have been proud enough to sponsor this channel and provide my watchers with a code THFF10, gets you 10% off at checkout. And if they don't have a color you like, you can go and create your own custom jig. Support American-made products, hand wire wrap jigs, and that brings me to number 1, and that would be, as soon as I figure out how to stop this screen, the black and blue Arky head jig.
Gotcha.
My favorite number 1. There is nothing. Good night, honey. There is nothing quite like a jig bite. I've caught frogfish. I've caught jerkbait fish, but there's something about that tiny little tap, and then you feel it. It's a tap tap, and then you're like, there it is. Wow. And you just lay into that fish's mouth and you're in for a ride. My 3 best fish, 2 of my 3 best fishes here came on a jig. And I like the Arky head. For anybody who doesn't know, there's all sorts of jigs. You got your one cast football head jig right here. These are excellent for dragging over rock or timber because they don't want to roll over. They want to stay vertical so that when you're coming over something, you're not pinching up and getting caught, and the head shape actually pushes itself out of rocks as opposed to going in.
Gotcha.
Of course, you got your slim jig. This is called the Patriot, made by One Cast, red, white, and blue. God bless America, indeed. These are made specifically for coming through grass. They're not going to pick up that muck and that yuck and get hung up, because as soon as this thing gets fouled up with grass, the fish knows better. He's not going to eat it, and that's a swim jig. Well, then you've got your Arky style, and while they're not the best at any of it, they are darn good at doing both, and that's why the Arky is my favorite. If I could only have one kind of jig in my box, it would have to be an Arky, because you don't know if you're going to be pitching under docks, you don't know if you're going to be dragging it across rock, and you don't know if you're going to be bringing it through grass, and the Arky will get the job done no matter what the situation is. I had a 3-pound 4-ounce, by the way, or a 3-pound 2-ounce, nobody guessed that right in that video, a 3-pound 2-ounce and a 3-pound 10-ounce bass, both of which this year came off a black and blue One Cast jig.
Nice. Now, Tim, let me ask you a question, man, while I got you up here. Cause I love talking to you. I love getting information from you because you are a man of wisdom.
Oh,
especially when them places you go at the fish, you do good. Ain't I don't see too many videos that you go and you don't catch fish. So I gotta ask you, okay?
okay. Yeah.
What is your number one go-to make sure that you definitely will catch a bass during the summer?
Actually, buddy, I think that's a great segue into what we're going to talk about if we talked about our favorite baits, and that's how and where
Okay,
we're going to fish them. First things first, there's no way
beautiful.
around it, man. If you want to catch a fish in the summer, you either need to be night fishing or you need to be getting there when the sun comes up. It's as simple
Okay,
as that. Like I fished, there were some tournaments I actually left dehydrated with a migraine because they ran from 7 to 2 instead of like 6 to 1. But I knew
okay,
all of my fish came in the middle, like in the early morning hours. That being said, I understand people have jobs, they have lives. It's much like winter fishing, actually. These fish are going to hide for the same reasons they're down deep or undercover in the winter to stay warm.
mm-hmm.
They're going to be down deep or undercover to stay cool in the summer.
Okay,
Finesse presentations, they may or may not hit a jointed 8-inch swim bait to get that meal. However, when they're sitting there and just like us, they're hot, they're uncomfortable. That little tiny crawfish or that little tiny shad swimming past their face, right in
okay,
their face, is much more likely to get bit. So I'd say focus on shaded areas, places that you know as a bank angler are the deepest sections of your lake, and slow it down. That's got to be
okay,
it. Just like the winter.
okay. Now I'm gonna show you my bait, and I don't want you to think I'm joking because I am 100% serious, and I have caught a 10-pound, 6-ounce bass on it.
Hold that thought, buddy. Bream Bass and Beyond, sir. I am so glad to have you in here, guys. If you haven't checked out Bream Bass and Beyond, he's a wholesome, chill guy. I love his content. I've been watching him. I'd like to also apologize, Bream. I have that shirt you sent me, but unfortunately, it's a little small on me, and my dad bod physique is not flattered by it. I've been working on losing some pounds so I could wear it in one of my videos. But guys, give Bream Bass and Beyond a huge, warm Tim Hunt Fishing family welcome. And to address his
Yes.
comment, sir, I love ball head jigs. Matter of fact, I have
Thanks, Bob.
just a couple of boxes of finesse and ball head jigs. The problem is I always manage to lose them. So, so I find that football head jigs for me are the ones I manage to lose the least. All right. Now, sir, Clyde, I was sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to
Oh, that's
welcome.
okay. That's fine because you
Now,
know
this
something. I
bait,
have
you wanted to
Brim
show me
Bass
a
and
bait.
Beyond.
Oh, you
I
do?
have Brim. Yes, I have Brim Bass and Beyond. He got some great content, man.
Yes, he
Yes, I
does.
do. I need to see something right quick. I'm gonna go back to what I was doing because I got it right here, so I won't forget it.
Yes, sir.
HK2 Productions say he posted this live stream on Twitter. I appreciate you for that. When y'all guys actually post these live streams and videos to different places and stuff, you might not believe it, but it's getting a lot of attention. And also, you will make people also go and join YouTube for them to support your channel. So that's definitely a good thing. Y'all guys keep doing that because I do the same thing. I post on Facebook, something I usually don't do, but I'm posting on Facebook and stuff like that now. So this is definitely good to get on different platforms than just YouTube. But Tim, this right here is going to blow your socks off when I show you I caught that 10-pound bass on.
Okay, let's see it.
Okay.
The suspense is killing. Are you kidding me?
Nope. 10-pound, 6-ounce bass on this right
Oh,
here.
what are the odds, man? I'd be willing
I
to bet
was
anything. It's because it's not something they're used to seeing anymore.
not every day, but if you go fishing and you don't catch nothing, put one of these on. It catches everything from A to Z and everything in the middle. I caught that bass and I thought I was hung on the rocks because I was fishing in Wilson Reservoir and I was fishing actually down the waterfall in rocks and I don't even think the water was a foot deep. So when he grabbed it and closed his mouth, I thought I was hung on one of those big rocks down there. So when I went to yank on it, he took off sideways and started skeeting through the water. So I had to crawl down 10 feet of rock to get down to him. And when he came up and he opened his mouth out the water, his mouth was this big, man, and it scared me because it didn't look like a bass. But after I ran back a little bit and I tightened up the line and I actually pulled his head up out the water a little bit, I could see that it was a bass. That thing scared me because you don't want to go stick your hand in and you better make sure what it is. And I didn't know if it was a bass or turtle or what, man, because his mouth was so big. But after I got him out of there, man, after I got his head up a little bit out the water, I saw that it was a bass. His eyes were just as big as quarters.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a huge bass, man.
That's incredible. My second biggest bass just came on a Senko. It's funny that
Senko.
What's interesting is that bait that you're holding right there. That was my bait when I was a kid. That was all I threw.
Me too.
It was usually chartreuse. Though. I usually had chartreuse, and I did have white, but chartreuse with the over there in a box on the shelf. I have literally an entire Plano 3600. You know how they have like the one side and then the open side? It's just full of different size spinners that I honestly don't even use anymore. It's funny how whenever we start focusing on bass, we kind of forget some of the stuff that used to catch us the most fish.
Oh my goodness, man. Now, I was so keen with using beetle spins, even if it got dirty and tarnished a little bit, I would actually pull the rubber off and throw another one on to keep that white luster about it because I back then, you don't know no better. You were still learning. I felt like if it got dirty and dingy, it wouldn't catch the fish's attention no more. And I wasted so much money on rebuying beetle spins.
You know what's interesting? You know, like the actual beetle spin, the one with just the two little prongs on the back?
Okay.
I've never caught a single fish on one. Not as a kid, not as an adult. I had to use the curly tail grub. I don't know if it was a confidence thing or what, but I got rid of those plastics and I used the curly tail grubs.
Well, I will agree with you. I have never caught them with the two little things on the back of it. But as soon as I put that curly tail up there, my spirit of influence grew real big because I knew I was gonna catch something. Ain't that something? Maybe it's just a mind thing because I seen people just use the regular one with the two little things on the back. They catch them, but not me. I felt like if it didn't have that extra action, I felt like I was gonna miss something or I wasn't gonna have no bites.
Gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what, Clyde, we got a couple of new people in here, I'm sure, because we have 13. Let's do a quick recap.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we are blessed. Let's do a quick recap really quickly.
Yes, sir.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 each of our favorite baits. We'll just do our own, and then we're going to talk about how when we get out this winter as bank anglers primarily, how we make sure we have successful days on the water. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yes, it does. And what I'm going to do, since you brought that back up, Tim, I'm going to let you go first this time so we can change it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for my number 5, guys, and Bream Bass and Beyond, sir, if you would like to comment your 5, because you are quite a talented angler, down there in the comments for me, I'm going to bring that comment up so other people can get the info as well. My number 5 is going to be a Ned rig. Hands down. This is my search bait. I'm looking in key areas where I know there should be fish, and I just let that guy practically sit there. It's a dead stick. I might move that rod tip 1 or 2 inches every once in a while. Other than that, it's dead stick. Reel it slowly, dead stick. That's my number 5. Catches me a lot of fish, but it's probably the most boring. You can also drop shot the Ned rig. If you have a really murky bottom, those fish probably don't want to be on that in this cold, cold weather. You can also just drop shot that. My number 4 is going to have to be a Senko for much the same reasons that the jerkbait catch or the Ned rig catches fish. The Senko is much the same way. You can Texas rig it, you can weightless rig it, you can wacky rig it, you can even drop shot it. The Senko will get you bit 365 days a year, but it is probably the least exciting bite that there is. Number 3. It's gonna have to be the red lipless. You can't always catch them on a red lipless, but when you do, brother, man, those are some good days. My favorite way to fish this in the winter is to either A, very slow roll it off the bottom, bouncing it off stuff, as B, rip it through, kill it, rip it through, kill it, or yo-yo it. Yo-yo it up till you feel it vibrate, let it drop. Yo-yo it up till it vibrates, let it drop, and so on. Number 2, I lost it. It's gone. It's going to have to be a jerkbait. This is probably
Oh my goodness.
this is my least comfortable favorite bait of all time to throw because I don't catch that many fish on it. But when I do, they are better than average, and that bite is something else. There's nothing quite like ripping that bait through the water and letting it sit, and then going to set it and feeling that fish there. It's just exhilarating, a lot like a frog
Nice.
bite. Just to wrap that up,
Nice.
I can't tell you how to fish a jerkbait because it's the same advice everybody gives. You just practice different cadences. It's not going to be the same every day. It's not going to be the same on
Yep.
every body of water. You just got to figure it out. The general rule of thumb is the colder the water, the slower you go. And I'm not qualified
That's
to
right.
teach it. Now, if you want to watch a guy catch some fish on a jerkbait, Clyde, buddy,
Oh,
know
you're
how
too
to-
kind, man.
But what I can tell you is sunny days, a little bit of translucence in there,
Yeah.
get some sparkle. Cold, cloudy days, that gold, solid color, give that sun something to bounce off of, create a profile in the water. And then number one, my favorite bait. It beats a frog. It beats an A-rig. It beats everything. The jig. It's just the jig, man. I'm partial to football head jigs right now. In the summer, that's going to change to swim jigs and arky heads. But there's nothing like that small tick, tick, tick little bite turning into a heavy fish rip and drag off your reel. You can't quite.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the jig, I think what's really cool and what makes some people love a jig and some people hate the jig is that the jig is a skill capped bait. People, it's not saying you're a bad fisherman if you use it, but the jig is only as good as you are at fishing a jig. If you're not confident in it, if you're not sure exactly what you're doing with the jig, you're not going to catch a lot of fish. If you take the time, you put it in your hand, and you make yourself fish it, and you become confident in the jig, it can catch more fish than any other bait there is. The jig is only as good as you are. And that being said, I'm not that good, but I want to be. So I got jig tied on 365 days a year. All right, Clyde, I did that pretty much as fast as I could, and we're coming up on an hour, which gives us about another 15 minutes each. Let's see your 5 through 1 more time.
Okay, y'all. Now, during the winter time, this right here, my silver mirror jerkbait, is my go-to. This is my feel around to see if the bass are interested, where they're at, where they are, whether they're deep or shallow. That's my number 5. The Chatterbait with the saucy swimmer trailer tail on it is my number 4. I use this when I'm not using the jerkbait, but I'll go between the jerkbait and the Chatterbait. My number 3 never fails me yet is my red and black young. It never fails. Weedless, weightless, or weighted, it don't matter. It will always come through. My number 2 is, that's right, my spinner bait with the double hooks on the back of it. It will never fail you. It's just something about these blades spinning in the water will make them bite. Now, my number 1. This is my secret weapon, and I hate for people to call me out because it always comes through for me, and I pray over my baits. See, a whole lot of people don't do that. I shouldn't
I
have
haven't
let my
tried
secret
that. I
out.
should try that.
My number 1, that's right, is the Rapala. And this is the, let me make sure I get it right and tell y'all the right thing. This right here is my shallow wrap. This is my shadow wrap shad. And this right here is my go-to for the winter. Always come through for me. I
Shadow
don't
wrap.
care. I use it
Okay,
during
the
the summer.
shadow wrap. That's the
Shad,
one. Yes.
shadow wrap. Yep. And actually, this is not coated. This is actually the color of the plastic. They get old, they get beat up, and they never lose their luster. And stay like this. This right here is my go-to. It goes quick down and it rises real slow. So in the middle of that twisting and turning, they think it's a dead fish and they hit it hard. Okay, I am done.
That's perfect. Now, I know that it takes a special breed of someone to go out there and stand on the bank, let alone be on a boat for as long as it takes to go catch fish. And I know that you made the one video joking about going home because it was too cold, but I know you don't. I know you get out there and you fish as long as you can be fishing. How do you make the most time of your time out there on the water to maximize the odds of putting a fish on the bank?
What I do, and I am known for my jerk baits. Everybody know that now. The cat's out of the bag. What I do, if I'm not having a bite with it, I have a tendency of slowing it down more.
Okay.
What I'll do, I'll jerk it real quick till I get to the bottom with it. And what I'll do, I'll count how many times I jerk it, and it determines how many jerks it takes to get to the bottom. I don't want to get it on the bottom. I want it to go to the bottom because I don't want to keep bringing it in, cleaning it off, wasting time when you could be sitting there missing a bass of a lifetime. So you
Yep.
have to actually learn what you're doing when you're using these baits, and it will help you in the long run to be more productive with catching fish. That's why when people doubt me about using a jerk bait during the winter, I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about because I'm going to make you look bad because I have the time, the patience, and the skills to work that jerk bait correctly. And that's it, Tim.
You
But I
know,
appreciate you guys. I love you so much, even though y'all don't call me out when it comes to these jerk baits because I will hurt your feelings.
I think I speak for everybody here. It's funny. I'm gonna work up on my jerk bait, and I think you and I have to have a day where we see who can catch the most fish on a jerk bait. And
Oh,
I know
man.
who's gonna win, but here's who's really winning because I get to watch you teach me how to catch fish on a jerk bait.
I know. And that's why I say, you know something? Ever since I've been watching all your videos, because I'm not familiar with the football jig and the jigs and stuff like that. I'm not familiar with those, but what I'm doing, I'm taking in understanding. I'm learning how you work it, where you fish at with and it produces. So you know something. When you watch people videos, you should get something from it.
Absolutely.
You should get something from it, not just look at it. You should actually get something from it. Okay, and I can't wait to get out on the water to try it.
Absolutely. Well, good night, Rhonda. I don't know if you left or not yet. I typed into the chat. It looks like we got a couple of people dropping off here, which is fine. We've been at this for a whole hour. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
It
So
does,
I'm
Tim,
going
and I
to
appreciate it.
absolutely, but I've been looking forward to this all week. It's
Me
funny.
too.
I wanted to actually make a video or two about this concept, but I thought it'd be one. I no time to go fishing right now. We're getting ready for my next baby boy. Work has been crazy.
Yeah.
So, but I think this.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think this is definitely the way I wanted to do this. So I'll summarize how I maximize my time on the water, and then we'll tell these fine people good night. So in the winter, I don't fish new bodies of water unless I'm fishing with somebody who knows those bodies of water. I fish the places that I've been fishing all year because by that time I know where the fish are. Simple as that. I know where the structure is. I know where it's deep. I know where it's shallow. And number two, I don't get fancy in the winter. I don't because there's 1,000 different videos about big 8-inch swim baits and drop shots for success and all that jazz. Fish what you know. It's as simple as that. The wrong bait in the right place is going to catch you more fish than the right bait in the wrong place 365
Hmm.
days a year. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
Slow it down and minimize it. Make it smaller, slow it down. Instead of throwing I like to throw the 6-inch TRD during the summer. Throw the 2-inch. I like to throw big Texas rigs in the summer. Just throw the Senko and drag it. You don't need a lot of action. Nothing down there is moving fast. Not the bass, not the bait,
Hmm.
nothing. Nothing's moving fast.
That's
You don't
correct.
need to either. And
Yep.
be patient. You're gonna have to throw that cast. You guys might notice in my videos, it doesn't make for very beautiful cinematography, but you'll see I throw that bait in the same place like 3 or 4 times. Like if you guys see a sequence where I've casted the hey Beverly, welcome CP King, hello and welcome. You'll see like I'll make the sequence where I'm casting like a fan, but the fact of the matter is that's not the order I casted. I casted here 4 times. I casted here 4 times, and so on and so forth. And because I know that's where the fish are, they got to take their time and decide they want to eat it. They don't have to eat. And then last but not least, as much as I hate to say it, guys, you just got to spend the time out there. You got to grind. You got to put as many hours as you can in. For every video you guys saw of me fishing at the refuge center, I got 3 or 4 more days where I either didn't catch enough fish to make a video or I didn't catch more fish at all. No fish at all. You just put in the time and practice makes perfect. At the end of the day, we can watch as many YouTube videos or live streams as we want, but we got to go out and catch our own fish. and figure out how it works on our own. And that's what I've learned in just 2 years of bass fishing. It's no amount of YouTube videos. It'll get me started, but at the end of the day, practice makes perfect.
I tell you what, you have gained one or two. I think you gained 2 supporters while we've been on this live stream. But Tim, everything you said is the truth. That's why I watch you closely when I watch you. And everybody I go fishing with, anybody I hang out with, I watch them and see what they're doing, and you learn from them.
Absolutely.
But I haven't quite got the hang of that football jig thing yet. And I know I will because I'm watching y'all guys' videos. HK Do, he's pretty good with them. Me, I don't have the patience for it. I'm more playing the natural. Him, man, I see him pull out some stuff. I'm like, man, he don't catch nothing with that. First thing you know, he don't hook the 5 or 6 pounder with it. But hey, that's how you learn. You watch.
Absolutely, sir.
Beverly Misfit.
Yes, welcome.
She is a awesome moderator. She is a great supporter. If y'all guys don't have her, please, you will be doing a good thing when you pull her up and you will watch her work. You will be amazed. She is awesome. She's an awesome moderator. Y'all need to get her and get her quickly before we get off of here.
I'll definitely go back to live chat and I'll make her a modder.
Yeah.
If she sticks around, we'll definitely make her a mod. I need at least 3. I got
yes.
Warrior, I've got Karen and Rhonda, and I got several. So Beverly, I would like to personally welcome you to the chat. I'm glad to have you right here. All we're about is positive, wholesome, educational content, being fishermen of men as much as we are fishermen of fish. And just creating a positive environment for entertainment for people, because Lord knows there's enough negativity in the world, and we're trying to make our little difference there.
Yep. Well, Tim, I appreciate you for having me, man. Now, the next time we do this, you go ahead and send me a message on Messenger and say, look, let's do this.
Absolutely.
Because after a while, it's going to be getting warm soon, and we're going to have to go through what we're going to plan on using during the fall. We got to break out and do something a little bit different, if not all different.
Already thinking about it.
Me too, buddy. Yep. Me too. I was on this, even on this live stream, I was sitting here thinking about what I could do to break out different when it started getting warm.
Yep. I think we're probably going to wrap it up here soon. I think we covered all the bases. We don't want to draw it out too long. I want people to be able to go back and watch this and learn what they need to learn. But I would like to take this opportunity to thank our channel sponsor one more time. This is the first channel that I've personally reached out to, and I wanted to have working with the channel. I caught my 2 best fish this year on none other than One Cast Fishing jigs. They're a veteran-owned, veteran-operated, hand-poured, hand-tied, hand-file, wire-wrap jig, quality made right here in the United States of America. When I tried these, I had to have them. They make soft baits, football heads, Arky style swim jigs, bladed jigs. They have a Jig of the Month program where they make one special color and it is only available for that month. And if you can't find something on here that you like, which I highly doubt, you can create your own jig, either football, Arky, or bladed, or swim jig. A huge shout out to One Cast Fishing for providing us the support that we need to keep this channel rolling. If you want to give them a try, be sure to try Tim Hahn Fishing, or THFF, which is Tim Hahn Fishing Family 10 at checkout to get 10% off your own order. Man, you think I've done that before? That was good.
That's nice. Yeah. Nice. You sound like a regular spokesperson. That was awesome.
Hey, I got to make it worth this time, man. Like I messaged him on Facebook after I caught that fish. I was like, hey, dude, watch this video. Like, I don't know if you need pro staff. I'm not asking you for a bunch of free stuff, but you're a channel, you're a brand that I want associated with my fishing. What? He's like, well, I liked your video. Currently, our pro staff is closed, but I really appreciate you reaching out. And then, like, I guess he went back and watched it again or something. He's like, you know what? I like your video. Here you go. I was like, oh, I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. He's a really, really nice guy.
I tell you what, man, you know, if you go through the right streams and everything, man, and you get the right supporters, your channel will bloom and blossom. And you'll be trying to figure out what happened, man. But
that's the hope, buddy.
You know something, you on your way, Tim. I tell you, man, you have actually, I was sitting still and you came by me like I was flying, man. I was like, what in the world is he doing, man? What is he doing? Then I begin to understand the people. It's the people that you meet. Man. Yeah, and putting in my hours, man. Yes, sir. Yes,
Warrior's
sir.
Heart, buddy, I appreciate you being here, man. You're an excellent moderator. You're an excellent friend. And you're an excellent person to have in the chat. Next time we get up
He's
here, I'm
awesome.
thinking for spring, it should be like you, me, and either Paul or Warrior's Heart. We could discuss our approaches for spring.
That sounds good to me. You know I'm gonna watch this.
So, Clyde, do you know my outro by heart now, by chance?
Your outro by heart.
Do you?
Let me see. Let me get this right because
I'll
I
help
got
you
it in
along.
my head. Okay. God bless. Be healthy. Stay healthy.
Close. I love it.
Okay. Yep.
All right, guys. Let's do this together, man. Because we're here at an hour and 10 minutes. I need you to
Okay.
remember, stay safe,
Stay safe.
stay happy,
Stay happy.
stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
God bless you.
And God bless you.
Keep on fishing.
Keep on fishing.
We'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one. Be blessed, my brother.
I stole this from John B. You got to hit him with the
Bam.
bam. Good night, guys. We love you.
Good night, guys.